This is Mark Summers, and I double dare you to listen to the 3CT podcast.
What did we do to deserve Mark? Like that's what I want to know. Like what did we deserve for Mark?
What did we deserve to do?
Boys.
Oh God.
Hillbilly. Anne Marie's a vegetarian, but she still likes the bone.
I didn't know where he was going with that one. I was surprised.
I had my hand on every censor button and edit button, and I wasn't ready for any of it. But wow, what a way to start after not podcasting on Thursday.
Thursday.
For all,
I'm still drunk from St. Patrick's Day.
I would apologize to Devin, but he doesn't listen to this show, so I don't
listen.
So I don't have to apologize to him. I'll apologize to Charlie.
But why are we apologizing?
Because we weren't there on Thursday. I was under the weather on Thursday, so not able to podcast. We'll be back this Thursday though. We will, I promise.
Thursday.
But yeah, feeling. Now we will be. Well, we will be, right? We will be. Don't.
Yeah, we'll be there. Smoke. Don't. She won't say another word.
We'll be there. It'll be okay. So, did you guys? Did you do any sort of celebrating for St. Patty's Day at this point? Are we all just too old for that?
I posted a ridiculous looking picture of myself. That's going to be my new St. Patrick's Day tradition.
I saw that. Now, was that a filter, or did you actually have a 4-leaf clover costume?
That was a 4-leaf clover mask that Target sold like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Man, you're lucky to get that, Smokey.
I didn't get it. I just put it on in the store. If you look, the tag's still up top.
Really?
The tag's still there, and I tried to crop it out.
You're lucky. You're a cropper outer. Smokey, do you know what you get when you take a 4-leaf clover?
Oh God!
And cross it with poison ivy?
I do know. It's an awful joke.
Oh,
go ahead, Mark.
Don't know.
What do you get, Mark?
Man, I'm glad you asked. You get a rash of good luck. I was dying laughing.
Died laughing. What do you?
Jimmy, go ahead.
What do you get when 25% of your roof blows off?
What do you get when 25% of your roof blows off? Probably shingles.
Oh my God!
Oof. Oof. That was a punchline. Go ahead, Mark.
What do you get, Jim? Did you get shingles?
No, oof.
Oh, you got oof.
See, because roof is
I get it now.
4 letters.
Yes. Jim, what's the difference between an Irish funeral?
No, you can't just come on the podcast and repeat all the same jokes that you posted on every one of your social medias yesterday.
Correct.
No, what's Irish and stays out all night?
Patio furniture.
Yeah, she's nothing but a whore.
Oh my God. What the heck?
Or patio furniture. Just catch space.
Patio furniture.
There's no need for that, Mark. She's a nice lady, that patio furniture.
Patio furniture, of course she serves millions, Jim. She's a McDonald's.
What?
I'd like to apologize to any of our Irish listeners.
Yeah.
For the insensitive jokes that Mark's about to continue to rattle off for the next 55 minutes.
Yeah.
I reckon they sound like a leprechaun. I do, Smokey.
You can't talk like that.
I'm sorry, I've upset you.
I don't think you can do that anymore. Can you?
No.
Well,
hey, but you know what? I'll tell you what really gets my goat. Man, I'm going to tell you right now what gets my goat. So yesterday, Everybody talks about St. Patrick's Day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's wearing green. Like I was wearing green. Smokey's green with envy. Jim was wearing green. But nobody was talking about St. Gertrude's Day, which is also March 17th. She's the patron saint of pussycats, St. Gertrude, and pussycat lovers.
That's not real, right? Like you're making.
Oh, it is. Look it up, St. Gertrude. Matt, put it in your Google machine. St. Gertrude.
I'm looking it up right now.
March 17th, patron saint of pussycats and pussycat lovers.
The feast of St. Gertrude is November the 16th, by the way.
Well, this isn't her feast. She's not that hungry. The other day was the fast of Esther, and I stayed away from her because she was probably hangry. If Esther had a fast. Did you ever know a girl named Molly Esther? Her first name's Molly, and middle name's Esther.
No, stop.
No, but I knew her sister, Polyester.
Polyester. Remember the man with the polyester suit that always go to Arby's at Park City? And I was always afraid he's going to fall down the steps. And Bill Schlebel from Arby's used to help him down the steps.
Down the steps, there was an escalator, for God's sakes.
Well, he was afraid of getting on that, too. But he was the man in the polyester suit.
Why wouldn't he just get on the elevator then?
There was no elevator there at the time, Jim.
The elevator's new, Jim.
The elevator's new?
It's new. Huh.
Yeah.
What used to be there? Was it just a look like a balcony, like you would look over?
Yeah. No, it was just like a balcony. And then Ike used to go up there and vacuum the dust off the Clover sign. He used to take a vacuum and climb over it and walk over and vacuum the sign. I swear to God.
I don't really remember Clover that much. I remember Woolworth being upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah, Clover was at the bottom.
But I don't remember Clover that much.
We the one time because I worked there at Clover. And speaking of St. Patrick's Day, let's talk about Clover.
Oh God.
So the one day Dave Weiland found a hamster in the stockroom there at Clover, and Woolworths was right upstairs. So he called up there and asked if they're missing a hamster. They said no, they're missing 4 mice and a snake. They weren't missing a hamster. And that's a true story.
Yeah, that's a great story, Mark.
Dave Weiland took him home and he named him Lucky.
Now, Clover was like a regional thing, like an East Coast department store, right? It wasn't.
There was, I think, 27 of them when they closed. They're based out of Philadelphia, a division of Strawbridge and Clothier.
Oh, okay.
And they
I thought
were
Strawbridge and Clothier was from Harrisburg. I didn't know that was a Philly-based company.
So according to Wikipedia, Clover was a discount chain of 26 stores operated by Strawbridge and Clothier in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. They averaged 80,000 square feet, but the first 5 stores open ran about 95,000 square feet. And the last one looks like it closed in
96, right?
96, yeah.
Well, look at Mark.
I have some parts of that Clover I worked at because they closed, and I took some parts with me.
Did you take the R?
No, I took I want to make it a light switch somewhere in the house yet. But we used to have need help buttons. There's a little button you would press, and it would light up, and it would page for help in that area. So I took one of those panels. I took it down and gave it to me.
You were never going to turn that into a light switch in your house.
I would like to. I'll put it right here in the living room.
I mean, yeah, no, that's never going to happen.
You would like to, but you would never do it.
Well, you know what? I might do it.
No,
you're not going to.
It's got the big red button would turn it on, and then there's a little black button above that turns it off.
There is 0% chance you do that.
Well, you know what? I'm going to dig into this now because now I've been challenged.
0.0.
I would do it myself, but most people are shocked, Matt, when they find out I'm not a very good electrician.
See, there it is. When you've had a toilet that splashed people's asses for how many years and you didn't fix that?
What do you mean?
That probably just needed plunged.
I'll make it wet bottom too.
People.
How do you like that?
A good old wet bottom. There's not like a
I'll
good
make it
wet bottom.
Now, Mark, did you go to Roots today?
Yes.
What was the donut of the week club called or whatever?
Oh, they still have the Lucky Clover.
So what's that? Spearmint toothpaste and shitty green icing? They just recolored the Christmas toothpaste.
It's not green at all. It's oh my God, what the heck is it? Chocolate and like cream but it's nothing green. It's nothing like in any way, shape, or...
Is it like a Boston cream? Is that like...
I'm trying to remember. I can't... I think it was just cream filled, and it was like chocolate covered, but nothing had anything to do with it. So
it's just a donut you can literally buy in every grocery store ever.
Yeah, it's a terrible name for it. It's a terrible donut of the month, quite frankly.
Now, was it a white cream or a Bavarian cream?
Yeah, it was white.
White, like an angel cream.
Correct. It was as white as your cheeks.
What is Hillbilly's favorite type of cream?
Oh, he likes the barbarian cream from like the Hungarian dynasties.
Okay.
He likes the barbarian cream. Anne-Marie, give me another barbarian cream when you run into Wise.
I don't think Wise Market sells barbarian cream donuts. Right. Unless maybe in E-Town, but not
barbarian cream.
I don't think Wise Market sells those. I'm just
Anne-Marie's she's a real Hun.
Is that offensive? I'm not sure.
I feel like that is offensive.
I feel like that might be. We apologize to anyone offended by that.
I offended the barbarians, I offended the Huns, and I offended the Irish.
Yeah, well.
Sorry if I upset anyone.
You're 3 for 3, and we're 11 minutes in, Mark. Good job.
Let's talk about
Mark is the axis of evil himself.
What a great Tuesday. That's why I'm all fired up. Have you been to the new Mountjoy Gift and Thrift?
I drove past it. It was closed because it was a Sunday. No,
they don't work Sundays, Jim.
No, I drove past it on Saturday.
Today.
Yeah, and it was closed. What time does that bolt crap place close on a Saturday? Apparently,
Saturday, probably 3:00.
God damn it! What a pointless business.
That place was
the store
wild.
At 3.
Well, because Saturday is spaghetti and sponge bath night, and the boys have to get back to the home.
Oh my God. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have done this today. I'm just.
Yeah, this was a mistake.
Yeah, Saturday 9 to 3. Tuesday. They're open.
I told you 9 to 3.
How stupid.
Now, Jim, there's a thrift store down near Bethany that I like to go to. It is called Atlantic Community Thrift. It stands for AXE. Look up their hours if you get a chance. I think it's probably so it's with the AXE. It's not
and you said this is in Ocean View?
Ocean View, sure. Yeah, read me their hours.
All right.
If you think E-Town's gift and thrift is bad.
Oh my God. So they are closed Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Huh.
They're open 12 to 3 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And they are open 9 a.m. till noon on Saturday.
That's it.
How do they even keep the doors open?
That place is packed all the fucking time.
I believe that.
That's wonderful.
I believe that.
Oh, dear.
They do a Black Friday sale where people line up to go to the thrift store for over 30 minutes to get in.
What?
I've witnessed it. It's bullshit.
Oh, yeah, we drive... Okay, I pulled up the street view of this place.
Yeah, it's a dump.
Yeah, we drive past that dump all the time.
It's a dump.
When we go down there, yeah.
I'll take you in next time, Jim.
Well, we got to get there early, apparently. Or midday, depending what day we're down there.
Early or midday.
It will just depend what day we're down there. But
I like it.
You would, Mark. You would. Mark, have you ever been to the ocean? Like, I'm not even being funny. Like, that's a legit question. I was just like, we should take Mark there. And I'm like, wait a minute.
I would like to go. Yeah, I was at the ocean. Let me think. I think it was this summer will be 10 years since I've been to the ocean.
Wow.
Oh. Back when Hector was a medium-aged dog.
Back when Hector was a medium-aged animal. And do you know what washes up on tiny beaches? What washes up on tiny beaches?
I don't know that I want to know.
I'm afraid to ask. What?
Microwaves. I almost died laughing, Jim. Died laughing.
So we had a 90s March Madness thing going on.
Yeah, 90s. Ryan, you missed the first round of this the other week.
When is March Madness? And are we doing a bracket?
It starts this week, I think, right?
Are we doing a 3-count bracket for Mark to just randomly guess names and beat us all?
That would actually be kind of fun.
It would be funny. I couldn't tell you the last time I did a bracket, to be honest.
I usually do like a free one every year.
Hold on, I'm getting a telephone call.
Ooh. This is. Oh, he muted himself. I thought we were going to hear Ryan talk live on the air.
I'd like to hear what Smokey has to say.
I don't even know, when does it actually start? Does it start?
I think it starts this week. Thursday. The
That's
play-in's probably right now.
Brackets close Thursday at noon. So yeah, games start on Thursday then.
Thursday. We're podcasting Thursday.
We are podcasting
Thursday.
All right, so we did round one of the best 90s comedies last week. This takes us, we're up in the big hits region. Let's see, Something About Mary versus Austin Powers. What the hell was that? Mark, what are you doing over there behind?
Mark just stepped on a dog.
Little boy's. He wants a Shamrock Shake.
Well, don't we all?
Yes.
So it was Something About Mary versus Austin Powers.
Austin Powers.
The original Austin Powers.
It is listed as Austin Powers, so I'm treating it as the original.
The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yes.
International Man of Mystery.
International Man of Mystery.
International Man of Mystery.
Spy Who Shagged Me was the second. And that was Gold Member.
Gold Members.
Goldfinger.
Hey, little Poe.
What a beautiful dog.
Jim can't hurt you through the screen.
You got to stop that.
Look at the rage in Jim's eyes.
No, stop that.
He's so mad.
Stop that. That is not
so
nice.
Pissed.
That is not nice.
He's so angry he could spit nails.
Now, Mark, why did you get Indy a haircut but not Little Poe?
Oh, he got one not too long ago, and now he's scheduled for a haircut coming up soon.
That picture of Mark has to be one of my favorite things.
It's the best.
Oh, I was so upset. My $20 tree fell down.
The thing is, I know you weren't upset, and it's a fully staged picture, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's actually
okay with it. I'm sure you had your loving son take multiple pictures until you were happy with how it came out, and you did the right thing.
I did the right thing. Yes.
You did.
Anyways, Pootie Tang.
What does this mean?
It's a good thing we did the initial part of the bracket when Ryan wasn't here, so we can be spared all the not another teen movie jokes. I will say Austin Powers.
I already forget what the other option is.
Something About Mary.
Something About Murray.
Austin Powers.
Murray.
All right.
I got to go with Austin Powers as well, but there is something about Murray.
Have you seen any of those films, Mark?
I think I saw them both, but I couldn't tell you anything about much of them.
Okay.
All right. The other matchup in the big hits region, Home Alone versus Ace Ventura.
I'm glad Tim's not here for this because I'm definitely voting Ace Ventura.
He would be upset.
This is the first Home Alone, right?
First Home Alone, first Ace Ventura.
Oh, Ace Ventura. Oh. By a mile.
I think I'd say I'll stay home.
All right. Well, Ace Ventura moves on. Now we go to the SNL alumni bracket. We have Wayne's World.
Hold on. Before you get into that, Jim, can you read off the original one so Ryan can be as disgusted as the rest of us were?
Oh, yes. All right. So Ryan, round one of the big hits region. Something About Mary defeated Liar Liar.
That's about right.
Austin Powers defeated American Pie.
Wow, that's a surprise.
Home Alone defeated Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, boy.
Who voted for these?
Tim, Mark, and
Tim
Matt.
And Mark.
And then Ace Ventura defeated the Nutty Professor.
That's fine.
That's fair.
Yeah, the Nutty Professor was kind of funny, but okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then we move.
There's a lot more fart jokes in Nutty
Fart jokes. The whole dinner table thing's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So the SNL alumni region, we had Wayne's World defeated Stewart Saves His Family.
No.
Correct.
Billy Madison defeated Wayne's World 2.
That's fine.
Happy Gilmore defeated Vegas Vacation.
That's how I would vote. Yep.
And Tommy Boy defeated Black Sheep.
That's correct.
All
So
right.
the glaring omissions there were No Night at the Roxbury.
Yep.
No Coneheads.
No Coneheads.
I think
right, like you got Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2. I think Wayne's World 2 is the only sequel in the entire first round, as if there wasn't more SNL alumni movies to choose from.
There's no Superstar.
And you put in Black
Sheep. You could put any Will Ferrell movie in there.
Right. Well, Mark would have just voted that down.
You're darn right. I would have shot it down.
But
no Ladies Man.
Ladies Man, that wasn't a great.
What about Deuce Bigelow?
You could have done Deuce Bigelow.
Schneider was a cast member.
Schneider.
He peaked in those movies as well.
He absolutely did.
All right, so now round 2, we got Wayne's World versus Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Wayne's World every day of the week.
Well,
too bad.
Mark, too bad.
It's party time and it's excellent.
And then we have Happy Gilmore versus Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
Happy
Gilmore.
Sorry, Mark.
You're upset.
The second one's coming out, and I'm very excited.
Is it?
I'm very excited. And I
think Adam Sandler sold his soul to Netflix or something, and
he did.
If Adam Sandler wants to make a movie, it has to be through Netflix.
Which smart for him because
I've watched every single Netflix Adam Sandler movie that came out, and they're all just as good as I thought they would be.
Yeah, and like Happy Gilmore 2 is probably going to be real bad. I
don't think they're going to be great film. There were some surprises.
His dramas have been really good.
Fantastic.
What was it? Uncut Gems.
That was really good.
Hustle.
The basketball one, Hustle.
Yeah, I actually need to watch both of those.
Comedies are all garbage.
They're all they're Adam Sandler.
Right,
movies.
they're what you'd
Herbie
expect
Hancock
them.
is just Happy Gilmore at Halloween.
Is it Hubie Halloween was the other one?
Or Hubie Halloween or
Did
whatever.
you say Herbie Hancock?
There was a couple with Jennifer Aniston too, right?
Yeah. They're all the same. They're all like 51st Dates, but in a different location.
Yeah.
51st Hawaii
Adam Sandler movie. You've seen them all.
Yeah, it's easy.
That's kind of the Adam Sandler. Like he's the same as he was in 1990. Like he hasn't grown
right,
up.
like him wearing a tux at SNL 50 was the most shocking thing on that entire show. Like I just assumed he was gonna make a hoodie and basketball short tuxedo, but he didn't. He actually went full.
That's what he wore at the Academy Awards, right?
Yeah.
That was the least surprising thing.
And that's what he wore at when he was in the crowd for the SNL music thing the night before. But he actually dressed proper for the actual anniversary show. All right. Then we went to the Small Time Crooks region. My cousin.
Remember that time we did that thing with EJ about the SNL 50 about 3 weeks ago when he asked us and never brought it up again?
That was a great time.
That was fun.
It was a great time. Well, at least he hasn't asked us to do any other podcast since then.
Right.
That's also true. Yeah,
Which is a lie because he asked Ryan and I
today. He asked us to
do a watch along
Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
like we're in Royal Rumble.
Right. Like what? Let's rewatch a Mania match. You're 2 months late on the Royal Rumble stuff, bud.
I just don't get him.
Gotta love you though. All right. Small Time Crooks. We had My Cousin Vinny defeated Hudson Hawk. White Men Can't Jump defeated Grosse Point Blank. Analyze This defeated Airheads.
Wow.
And The Big Lebowski defeated My Blue Heaven.
I never saw My Blue Heaven.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good one. I saw that in the theater.
I watched it a while ago. I need to rewatch it.
I couldn't tell you anything about it.
No, I didn't even know it was a movie, to be honest with you.
Steve Martin and Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
Oh, sounds great.
He's like a traveling preacher, kind of. He's a schemer.
Look, if Rick Moranis is not really big or really small, I don't want to watch it.
So that's not the plot line at all. Steve Martin is in witness protection, and Rick Moranis is his handler.
I love how Mark gives us the premise of a movie, and I'm like, it sounds like it'd be pretty good. Matt's like, that's not the movie at all.
The sad thing is I heard Mark describing something but didn't listen, so I couldn't even tell you what he was saying.
Well, that's fair. When you've dealt with Mark's BS probably more than any of us on this show.
I was talking to my brother, who knows Mark from a distance.
The best place to know Mark from.
You are really an asshole to Mark. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you treat him like shit. And I'm like, you don't know Mark.
You don't know what we've been through.
And he's like, no, you guys are a fucking bully. And it's really a shame that you treat a friend like this. And he's being dead serious. And I'm like, but you don't know
him.
I'm not even saying I don't bully him. I'm just saying you don't know Mark.
Right. Like,
you would get it.
It's justifiable bullying. Really.
It is. If anything, we are the ones getting bullied by Mark.
Yeah,
we are just pushing back.
We sat through 11 minutes of Mark making racist jokes to start this show.
Right. I mean,
my brother was the teacher that saw me push back after being pushed
right
for my entire life.
Right. It's like the NHL or NBA. Like, it's never the first penalty that gets caught. It's the retaliation penalty that gets caught.
You guys are an asshole to your friend. No, we're not.
No, we are not.
You don't quite get it.
No. We've been mentally abused for years by Mark. Now,
me and Mark and a couple other guys are going to a concert. Do you want to get tickets? He's like, no.
Yeah,
absolutely
right.
Not.
Like he's heard the stories. Like, you know what? I think
he knows.
Right. You've been around Mark a couple of times. You'll get it.
You'll get it.
All right. So now we're in the second round of the small time crooks. We got My Cousin Vinny versus White Men Can't Jump.
Oh, it's My Cousin Vinny every day of the week.
I believe it is My Cousin Vinny, yes.
I would agree with My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, that's a tough one to beat. And then we have Analyze This versus The Big Lebowski.
Lebowski.
I
was going to say Analyze This.
Mark, I bet you like to analyze that better.
I did. I like to analyze that better. You can analyze this all day long, but when's the last time you got to analyze that?
That's very true.
He does bring up a good point. He brings up a good point. All right, then we go to the Slackers region. Office Space defeated Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Clerks defeated Half Baked. Friday defeated Swingers, and Dazed and Confused defeated PCU.
Are you spelling it because Smokey's back?
Yes.
I've never seen PCU.
I actually never have either.
It's not great.
I don't even know what that is.
Jeremy Piven is a college student, and he has like the same receding hairline that he did when he was George on Seinfeld.
Wow. There's also a ton of movies missing from this category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good movies that were left off the bracket.
Like, how do you have a and not have Animal House?
Well, it's not.
Well, this was a 90s movie.
Oh, 90s. You're right. Okay, 90s. Yeah. I'm sorry. That makes sense. 90s.
But I mean, you could have had.
Let me add 20 years.
I mean, you could have had Old School in the 90s?
Maybe 99.
I think that was 2002.
Actually, that might be because we yelled at Frank, "You're my boy, Blue" a lot, and that was 2000.
Yeah, it was 2003. Yep, that was fresh.
Yeah,
good old Frank.
That was prime college for us.
It is 2003. Yeah.
Yeah. That tracks. All right, so now we got Office Space versus Clerks.
Clerks.
Those are both really good films.
They are.
I'm gonna have to go with Office Space.
I feel like I quote Office Space more than I quote Clerks.
I like how Mark jumped to conclusions there.
Well, that's why I'm exhausted today. I've been jumping to conclusions all day.
And then we have Friday versus Dazed and Confused.
Friday.
I'm gonna have to go Friday as well.
Friday.
I do enjoy both of those movies.
My favorite Rebecca Black song. Friday.
Change my vote.
I hate you sometimes.
She has a song called Saturday.
Now we have the raunchy bracket. Dumb and Dumber defeated Nothing But Trouble.
Oh.
Dirty Work defeated Cabin Boy.
Oh, come on.
South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut defeated Basketball. And Kingpin defeated Howard Stern's Private Parts.
I like that.
Huh.
So we have
I'm okay with everything but Kingpin. I never cared for that.
Kingpin's an Amish flower smoke.
I fought really hard for Basketball. That was a tough one for me.
Yeah.
When it came out, I don't think Bigger, Longer, and Uncut could be touched, though. It was
It was
South
huge.
Park. How we all wanted to watch South Park.
Yeah. It was a monster. So we got Dumb and Dumber versus, unfortunately, I know this is probably where this one dies, but Dirty Work.
Oh, it's Dumb and Dumber.
I mean, I will always pound the table for Dirty Work, but it's Dumb and Dumber.
It is Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. It got one win. That's all it needed.
Made it to the next round.
Who was it in the first round? Dumb or Dirty Work or
Cabin Boy?
Oh, okay.
I'm upset about that.
Sure.
Dirty Work is so good. Mark, have you seen Dirty Work?
That's with Mike Rowe.
No, that's Dirty Jobs, the TV show.
Oh, no, I don't think I have.
Yeah, you need I will tell everyone and anyone you need to watch that. It is
Dirty Work. Is that with David Spade?
No, it's Norm Macdonald, Artie,
Joe Dirt,
Artie Lang.
All right.
It does hold up as like kind of a funny movie. It's not even that good of a film.
No,
Artie Lang.
It's
He was
so
on
good.
Stern.
you're out of line.
Yeah.
I really like Norm Macdonald's fucking sense of humor. But I don't think you got a ton of Norm Macdonald being Norm Macdonald in that movie.
You know what hurts most, Ryan? It's the lack of respect.
I understand. I knew I was coming.
Well, the other thing is what actually hurts the most.
Ridiculous.
But the lack of respect, that hurts the second most. God damn it. I'm going to watch that after we get done recording. All right, then we got South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut versus Kingpin.
South
Park.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do like Kingpin, but
you're not beating South Park. If
he had the wooden hand, right?
it wasn't wood.
It was like rubber.
Or was it a fake hand? Is that what it
fake
was?
hand.
It was Amish or
Happy
whatever.
Gilmore had the wooden hand.
That's
well,
right.
Chubbs had the wooden hand.
Chubbs had the wooden hand.
Then we go to the parodies. The parodies region. Prepare to be upset, Ryan. Waiting for Guffman defeated Brain Candy. Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Defeated Naked Gun 2.5. Robin Hood Men in Tights defeated Loaded Weapon 1, and Hot Shots defeated Major League 2.
Which is not a parody.
I was gonna say, I still don't even understand how that was in the parody. Unless their argument is it was parodying Major League
baseball
or baseball,
the sport of baseball,
or the fact that they portrayed Baltimore as Cleveland. Was it they're both terrible cities parodying one another. I don't know. But anyway, Waiting for Guffman versus Don't Be a Menace.
Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah, Don't Be a Menace.
I won't be a menace.
All right.
No.
Bye-bye, Guffman. And we got Robin Hood Men in Tights versus Hot Shots.
Hot Shots.
If it was Hot Shots Part 2, that would get my vote. But
that is the correct answer.
I will pick Robin Hood Men in Tights over the original Hot Shots.
Yes, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Is better.
That is correct. Yeah, Hot Shots Part 2 is definitely
far superior.
Definitely the better of the two. Then we go to the Comedy with Heart bracket. Clueless defeated Defending Your Life. The Wedding Singer defeated City Slickers. What About Bob defeated Big Daddy. Yes.
Bob!
There's Tim.
That is not Tim. And A League of Their Own defeated So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Okay.
So in the second round here, we have Clueless taking on The Wedding Singer.
Clueless.
I love The Wedding Singer.
I got to go with The Wedding Singer.
Whoa, all right.
Julia Gulia.
It's got a great soundtrack, too.
It does.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does.
But so does Clueless.
So does Clueless, yeah. As soon as I said, I was like, shit.
And then we got What About
Bob?
Hi, Tim.
Taking on is not Tim.
Do you think that was Tim this whole time?
I really did. I thought that was Tim yelling Bob.
No.
Bob!
Tell me that doesn't sound like Tim.
I don't think
I can hear it.
I guess.
Bob!
I don't really have a
It's the ob part of Bob.
I
that
guess
sounds like Tim.
I don't really have
He
a
smacks his lips like Tim.
audio of Tim yelling, so I wouldn't.
Bob!
But anyway, What About Bob versus A League of Their Own?
I never saw What About Bob. So by default, I'll have to go League of Their Own.
I'm still kind of confused by the comedies with heart. That would signify romantic comedies, and 2/3 of those films are not like.
Yeah, it's strange.
But I will go with A League of Their Own as well.
All right.
Yeah, I had to go with A League of My Own. That's where I'm at.
No argument.
All right. And then the last region, the prestige comedy region, Groundhog Day defeated Chasing Amy. The Birdcage defeated The Truman Show.
The Bird Dirt.
Rushmore defeated Election. And Being John Malkovich defeated Ed Wood. So then here in the second round, we have Groundhog Day versus The Birdcage.
Oh, that groundhog's gonna stomp the bird cage.
Yeah, Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Groundhog's Day.
I see what you did there.
I don't want to repeat myself. What? I said I don't want to.
Groundhog Day will stomp the bird cage.
And then Rushmore taking on Being John Malkovich.
That was a fucked up movie.
Yeah.
I don't even remember laughing at Being John Malkovich. Is it a comedy?
Right, I don't.
Like a dark comedy.
I guess.
Maybe I have to watch it now that I'm older. But like I watched it.
Yeah.
Maybe in college, and I was like, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah,
It's satire, like Burn After Reading, like all of his movies.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's what
maybe
it
I'll
like.
have to watch it back.
Yeah, I maybe didn't get it when I watched it.
What was the other option?
Rushmore.
Not being John Malkovich.
Yeah, I'll go with Being John Malkovich.
Okay.
Mark, who was in Being John Malkovich?
John Malkovich.
There you go. Good guess.
It actually does have a decent cast. It's John Cusack, Cameron Diaz. Forget the other woman's name, Catherine.
So just to preview what we're looking at, preview what we're looking at for next week. We have the finals.
There it is.
We have the finals of each region. In the big hits, we'll have Austin Powers versus Ace Ventura. In the SNL alumni, we'll have Billy Madison versus Happy Gilmore, the ultimate debate. Small time crooks region, My Cousin Vinny versus The Big Lebowski. The Slackers region, Office Space versus Friday. Raunchy, we'll have Dumb and Dumber versus South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. In the parodies region, we'll have Don't Be a Menace to South Central, Drinking Your Juice in the Hood versus Robin Hood Men in Tights. In the comedy with heart, we'll have The Wedding Singer versus League of Their Own. And in the prestige comedy, we'll have Groundhog's Day versus Being John Malkovich.
I feel like those all shake out pretty easy.
I think so. I have an idea of where
Adam
they should
Sandler
go.
Or the Happy Gilmore.
Gilmore Madison, I feel like, is probably
that would be
the
the
biggest
tough one.
debate, but the rest of them, I feel like, should play out pretty easily.
So, speaking of Sandler,
He is.
any guesses onto the contract he signed with Netflix?
I'm gonna guess it's like 27 films. 23 films for all of Netflix. The ownership of Netflix.
I feel like I remember something like 25 films for like $150 million or something.
Mark, any guesses?
I'm going to say it was 14 films for a partnership in Real American Beer.
So he signed his initial deal. Initial deal was in 2014. 4 pictures, $250 million.
Wow, I was way off.
Signed that deal again in 2017 and then again in 2020. And he is halfway through the 2020 part of the deal.
Wow.
Oh,
He's only done 10 films with Netflix?
10 films over the last decade.
And how many million per contract?
250 per contract.
Jeez.
So he's closing in on $1 billion. I assume that the contract will get renewed.
Why wouldn't it? Especially, the Happy Gilmore 2 is probably going to be the most watched, I would think, of any of them.
Oh, for sure.
Like, here's the thing. I don't think I've watched any of his Netflix films up to this point. And I will be watching Happy Gilmore 2 the day it gets released. Like, just, it's without question. I'm sure there's others like me. So I I saw this news story last week, and by saw it, I had numerous people send it to me, including.
Did you watch? Hold on, real quick. Did you watch most of the Adam Sandler movies?
Like his
Me?
like his original.
Matt, yeah,
Yeah, I did.
from the Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So he's released 10. I'm just trying to think if I can name the 10, or if we could come up with the 10. Jim, you said you've not watched any.
I haven't watched any of them. I'm gonna pull them up.
Name the 10 Netflix films.
Is that possible? You think? Could we do the 10?
Probably. It started in what, 2014?
It doesn't have to be in order.
Right.
So the two serious ones were Hustle and Uncut Gems.
Right. There was, you mentioned Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween.
There was the Jennifer Aniston one. It was Murder Mystery.
So that's 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
His most recent one was the Bar Mitzvah. You're so not invited to my Bat Mitzvah or Bar Mitzvah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 of the 10.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can just get a list of.
Was The Wrong Missy? That was, I think, produced by Sandler, but not an Adam Sandler film.
Yeah.
I am blanking.
Blank. I don't have a clue.
You don't have Netflix, you cheap ass.
Well,
He does. He was complaining about it earlier.
Oh, you get it free on the Superbox.
I get on the super box. I logged into my son's Netflix and I couldn't get out, and I was upset because I couldn't find Raw.
Well, he was also trying to find it live when it was live at 3 p.m. Eastern time on
That's
Monday.
part of the problem.
I made a mistake. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I
never
can't
made
find.
a
I can't. I'm
mistake.
having trouble finding just the
It doesn't matter then.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
If you're listening to this, shoot us a message. What are the other 4 that we're
I
missing?
mean, I would assume Happy Gilmore 2 would be part of
Would count
those
in that.
10.
Yeah, you would think.
Happy Gilmore too.
But
Those are the only ones that I remember watching. Though if someone told me another one, I'm sure I watched That's My Boy and Jack and Jill.
well, it was
I'm
Little
not
Nicky
above
2,
watching.
Satan's Little Boogaloo. Was that one of the?
I don't think I've actually watched that one.
No,
But I'm not above watching them.
no. I would go for a second Little Nicky. I thought Little Nicky was absolutely hilarious.
Spaceman, I think, is one we missed.
Little Smoky.
I didn't see Spaceman.
I did not see Spaceman. I'll have to add
Didn't
that.
see Spaceman.
The Spaceman.
I've never heard of the Spaceman.
Spaceman. I didn't have a clue. I got nothing to add on it. I'm sorry you're upset.
It's okay. It's okay. But a couple people sent me this, and listener of the Tuesday program, at least Charlie, sent me this, like with the question: if money wasn't an object, would you do this? Gene Simmons, him and his band are touring, doing a solo tour this year, and Gene said, dude, I'm not, for the record, I have not bought tickets to the Gene Simmons solo show, and I don't intend to. But even if they hit the $25, I don't know if I could do it, because I'd have to drive to Allentown, and I feel like I'm losing money driving to Allentown to see that, or Bethlehem, actually. But Gene Simmons offering a once-in-a-lifetime experience for fans, including the opportunity to be his personal assistant and band roadie for the price of $12,495 per tour date.
How much?
$12,495.
So you are paying Gene Simmons to work for him.
Matt, you figured it out. You're paying Gene Simmons, and now this is one person per tour date, which I think there's like 26 tour dates. So anybody who's good at math can figure that out. But yeah, $12,495. Now here's what you get for just shy of $12,500. You will meet up with Gene and the Gene Simmons band members early in the day to go over the band's show day schedule. You will be on the band team crew for the entire day. You'll get a shirt and hat, a VIP laminate. You'll have
a hat?
A hat.
Count me in.
You'll have a meal with Gene Simmons, either at the hotel or backstage at the show. You will arrive and load in to the venue with the band. You will help the band set up for the show. You'll hang out backstage. You'll sit in on sound check. Gene will bring you on stage during the show and introduce you. You'll get a set list signed by Gene Simmons. You can take photos throughout the entire experience. You can bring one guest, and you may bring up to 4 items for Gene to sign. No instrument parts or anything like that. And you get a Gene Simmons Kiss rehearsal used bass signed by Gene Simmons.
That doesn't sound too bad. You get all that stuff if you're a big fan.
Yeah, and then there's an option.
How much?
For $12,500 per tour date.
You can buy that stuff for.
There's also an option for the bass experience, which offers you will meet at a designated area at the venue to organize details. You will then meet Gene Simmons. You'll take home a Gene Simmons bass. He will sign and personalize the bass case, and 4 items of your choice. You can take photos and videos, and that is it is $6,500 for a non-stage played bass, or $12,500 for a stage played bass. So, basically, Gene Simmons is going to be making a lot of money. But when Charlie sent me that, I was like, yeah, that's insane. And he goes, well, if money wasn't an object, I'd go without question. I would, like, why wouldn't I spend that? And then there was another thing I saw last week where there's a day in May where the Epcot park at Disney World is closing at like 3 p.m. for a private event. Somebody is renting out the Epcot park for like the evening, and there will be events and guests and whatnot. So that kind of made me go between the Gene Simmons thing and renting out a park at Disney World. If money wasn't an object, like what is something that you would do? Like, what's one of the first things that pops into your mind that you would do if you had basically unlimited funds to play with?
Not hang out with Gene Simmons for the day.
Well, I'd like to hang out with Rihanna for the weekend.
Well, I don't think the
okay, money doesn't just get rid of restraining orders.
There it is.
No,
I mean, you're going to get a good lawyer, but that's not a slam dunk.
Right,
okay.
But you would have to waste your money on the lawyer, and then you wouldn't be able to get near Rihanna.
I wouldn't be able to afford it, even with money not being an object. But even before you mentioned about Epcot, I would rent out Hershey Park. Then I invite all you boys to come.
I'm busy that day.
And
who would you book in Music Box Theater? That's going to make a great deal.
Without question, I'd have the opening act. I would have the Jess Zimmerman band opening for
busy.
Dude, unlimited money, and you're getting the Jess Zimmerman band and Bowser from Sha Na Na.
Yes. He'll bring in like Shirley Austin Reeves from the Shirelles. I'd like to see her again. Maybe the Tokens and the guy that's
ain't no need for that
from Bill Haley. Bill Haley and his Comets, the one that's still alive. One of the Comets will be there.
Joey Wells, you can see him.
And then everybody that Mark invites to the park screams,
"Why me?"
That'll be fun. Hey, I'm selling bags of air from the Skyview that Hershey Park took down. If you guys are interested.
Now, Mark, are you upset that you didn't get the opportunity to say your proper goodbye to the Skyview?
Yes, I did enjoy the Skyview, and I'll tell you what, the best part about the Skyview was at Christmas time. During Candy Lane, you'd park your carcass on the Skyview, and if you had to time it right, and then when the light show would go on, you could be floating above people, listening to the angelic voice of Mariah Carey singing "All She Wants for Christmas Is Cool." Your little feet are there swinging. I have a great picture. I'll have to find it. There's a great picture of me on the Sky View with 2 gigantic Hershey Park characters I won. And I had Alex go in front of me so he could turn around and take
Mark,
the
that's
picture.
like 80% of your pictures at Hershey Park.
We've got him.
I do. I have a picture of me with 2 gigantic plush creatures.
Now, Mark, there's a Skyview ride at Knoebels.
I'd like to go and see it.
It takes you up the side of the mountain.
I want 2025 to be the year where we finally get Mark.
Let's go to
Knoebels.
Dude, the Mahoney brothers are going to be up there.
They're there every year, I think, aren't they?
They are.
They are.
Jim, now you did not ride the Knoebels Sky ride thing,
Absolutely
right?
not.
That's a no for Jim?
That's a big nope. I never rode the one at Hershey either, shockingly.
Do you remember, you guys might be too young, but Hershey Park used to have the
gondolas.
They had the gondolas that would take you almost from one end of the park to the other. Well, at the time, it was practically one end of the park to the other.
I remember the gondolas. I think my parents took me and my brother on the gondolas when I was pretty young, which is probably why I hate heights to this day.
Probably
remember. Well, that and the like the claw Ferris wheel thingies that were over there.
I was just gonna say the giant wheel,
and you could spin them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a red one and a blue one.
I actually feel like that ride is probably part of the reason, because I do have a vivid memory of being very young and being on there and my brother fucking spinning the thing.
Yep.
They also didn't have seatbelts in them. Like, it was just like, go ahead, sit on this ceramic seat that wrapped around.
Well, I mean, you were caged in.
And the door that was just held in with like a bobby pin.
yeah, they shut the door and put the bobby pin in.
Yeah.
I remember riding that with cousin Brian and his mother, my late aunt, God rest her soul. She used to scream as Brian would spin it. Cousin Brian
was it the claw ride that took her out? Is that?
Well, no, I don't know exactly what took her out. I think it was a series of things, unfortunately. But no, she survived the giant wheel.
Is that what they were called?
It was called the giant wheel.
Now, where did that used to sit? What ride is there now?
Great question, Smokey.
Let me guess. It was near where the merry-go-round was relocated to, right?
Correct.
In that area?
It was where the merry-go-round used to be located. It's one of them sat pretty much where Starship America is located now, and the other one's like the kiddie balloon ride thing.
Okay.
They had two. They had the blue and the red. One would always be up, and the other one would always be down. And then they would, when one was up, the other.
What an odd concept for a
what a
Ferris
fucking nightmare ride. Looking that ride is. Like I pulled it up.
It is scary looking.
It's horrifying.
There's I have a shirt from that and I have a shirt from the Canyon River Rapids as well.
I do miss the River Rapids.
There was a fun ride.
That was a good one.
The giant wheel was open until 2004.
Yeah, it was open into the 2000s. It made it through Y2.
Now, when did the Canyon River Rapids get removed?
Oh, I think the 90s. No, it was probably early 2000s.
I was gonna say I remember doing
2008
middle school trip.
2008. Wow. Okay.
Because they put the roller soaker in, and that thing flopped.
What a dud that was.
It went over like a fart in church.
Man.
I mean, that thing was just a logistical nightmare, though. It took forever to load.
Yep, that was the big problem.
That giant wheel, that was a gigantic contraption.
Yeah, it was huge.
Was the roller soaker a bigger dud than the giant pass holder lounge?
Nothing's a bigger dud than that thing, Matt.
I was going to say, if money was no object when I went up there, I would at least prop the door for you guys, give you a little air conditioning as I sat in my giant pass
Mark,
holder
there's
lounge.
no air conditioning. I walked by, Mrs. Big Jim and I walked by that last year. It's a cardboard box with a fan sitting over a cooler filled with ice. It's not air conditioning.
Well, you still need to get your pass scan to get in there. It's giant.
Mark's sitting in there just raining sweat.
Mark, I can get my refillable cup that costs me, $20 the day I go, and I can just fill it with ice, and then I can just fan myself over the cup of ice, and it's literally the same thing as the quote air conditioning in the ass holder lounge.
you stop that right now.
I will not. I will not let you gaslight the listeners.
Is the souvenir cup at Hershey Park more of a souvenir than the souvenir cup at the Giant Center, which is just a black cup that says Giant Center?
Yes.
Plastic Giant
Yes.
Center.
How lame.
Yeah, like
The
that.
Giant Center.
Dude, it's so bad.
I was so pissed when I bought that. And they're like, "Here's your cup." I was like, "This is basically a step up from."
This is garbage.
paper.
This is actually a garbage. But it is
right in the trash.
It is at least a little bit better, and it's kind of like the Disney ones where you can take it to the drink stations and refill them.
They didn't let me refill it either. At the
No. The souvenir cups at the Giant Center are not refillable. You have to be a season ticket holder for that, which found out from a buddy of mine that the season ticket holder price is going up like I think it's like 25 or 30% per ticket.
It's about what their parking went up.
Dude, $35 to park if you don't prepay.
We went to Disney on Ice there, and it was $35, and it was 10 more than we had paid at the Sixers game.
And the prepay thing is quite a racket too, because it's what, $10 off, but then you have to pay the internet surcharge fees, so you really only end up saving like $7.50.
Yeah, it's $20. It's $20. It's $20. But
it's 20? That's a $15.
It's $20 to prepay. It'll probably go up for the playoffs. But it's $20, but with the Ticketmaster fee, it's like $22.25 or something like that. It's like $2.25 service fee. Like it's
and Derry Township owns that lot.
They do.
The least excuse they give for the prices. They act like Hershey doesn't get it. But there's some kind of kickback going to them for sure.
Oh, easily. Like it's absolutely, it's absurd. But
I mean, even at $20 a car to just do the math on a Bears game is insane.
Oh yeah.
Not Hershey Park parking every single day.
No, because I mean,
Bears games alone. I mean, hand over fist. They better not be taxing anybody in Derry Township.
No.
Man, those people in Derry Township got money, believe me.
But like that's the thing too is like, so season ticket holders, there's probably, my estimate would be around like 2,000 or so. So that still means there's 8,000 plus fans that are paying for regular
every
parking,
game.
right? And so, but I'm actually surprised Hershey hasn't gotten on the thing that they do up at Wilkes-Barre Scranton, where they just work the parking price into the ticket price.
Well, that's what they do for outdoor stadium shows.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. But
now, Mark, as a season ticket holder for Hershey Park, you get to park for free only if you're going to the park, right? Is that how that works?
It's generally if the park is open, you can pretty much tell them you're going to the park. But, like, for example, there was a wrestling event up there, and the park closed at 7. The wrestling event was at 8. If you showed up after 7, they would make you pay. And I'm not joking. They would make you pay.
I believe that.
Yeah, I believe that. And I've had friends of mine that some of them they will check, because I think like you have, doesn't your parking pass or your season pass, it has your picture on it, and they'll actually check the photo.
Yes, it depends who you go to. Now they know me when I roll up there. I know the people at the booths. So they
just want to get you through the line. You could actually
because they don't have time to chit chat.
That's right.
And I love the chit chat.
I mean, they have all the time in the world. They're not going anywhere.
Not in a hurry. Ain't their money.
And then
all $7 of it.
They will ask you if the person's in the car sometimes if you're not, but if they're not driving or whatever the case is.
Just have a mound of towels in the back covered up by a blanket. Yeah, he's back there.
He's sleeping.
He sleeps. She sleeps.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark. Well, yeah, patio furniture. Move along, asshole. We get it.
But back to the question. Like, is there anything that you can think of that you would do? Now, Mark would rent out Hershey Park because
Hershey Park.
Why not?
Why not? Are you going to go up there and ride the new Twizzler swing, Jimmy?
Absolutely not. That sounds terrible.
I think you should.
That sounds awful.
Twisted Gravity.
Yeah,
that's probably the first thing I would do is find out how much money it would take you to ride the Twisted Swings and pay that amount of money.
I don't think there is an amount. I really don't.
I call bullshit. There's got to be a number.
Dude.
There absolutely is.
Right, if I die on that
Who
ride.
gives a shit? Dano's taking care of for the rest of her life. You're a good husband. How are you going to die? Other people go on it.
Heart attack?
Oh, that might happen. Yeah. Okay.
Right. See, exactly.
Flying off of it. You might have a heart attack.
The stress might actually take me out that time.
That's fair. All right. Then I'd still find what that number is and pay you.
Probably.
Poor Jimmy.
I don't know. I would try to find a way for my money to make money, I guess.
You're a monster.
A lame ass answer.
Yeah, it fucking
Always thinking of himself.
Like, honestly, I didn't really think of it because my thought of the topic came up with the Gene Simmons roadie for a day thing. And then when I saw the news story about renting out a Disney park for the day, I was like, that actually sounds like a great idea.
That I would do. I would have to determine which park I want to run out.
Yeah. Yeah, because right, like that's really the key question there. But yeah, because I mean, just to be able to walk around, no crowds, just go in and out of anywhere that you kind of see fit. I mean, that is kind of if you're a Disney person, if you've been to the Disney parks, you'd understand how great of an experience that would be.
Yeah. I think I would do Hollywood Studios.
Do you think really?
I mean, the Star Wars stuff, the Toy Story stuff, like to do all of that uninterrupted.
That's a good point. That Toy Story area gets cramped.
Yeah.
I could see myself doing Magic Kingdom even just for like the fireworks show, not in a mass of people.
Yeah.
Like being able to like go right down in front of the castle on Main Street for the fireworks show. Just to not have to deal with the bullshit of all the people. Like we're tentatively planning on going back sometime next year and planning on, different ideas for the fireworks, like possibly getting one of the like reserved dining experiences or something so that we can get close, but we're not just absolutely swamped by people.
Yeah.
But
swampy.
Yeah, that's right. Not to be swampy. But that's kind of everything I have. I have a wrestling thing we can attack on Thursday. But
Did anybody watch Raw yesterday?
I did. I watched.
Do you want to talk about Raw? Is it still topical?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
I did not watch.
Oh, okay. No spoilers.
And Mark, we know you didn't because you were complaining when they started the show about it.
I couldn't find it. I'm upset.
So why did you say yes?
He gets confused, Matt. He gets confused.
I was confused.
Let's hit a couple of these since we broached the topic. I will say this: if you have not watched Monday Night Raw from Brussels yet, I do recommend checking out the John Cena promo at the start. I thought the open of the show with Cena and then Cody was really, really good. Yeah, I thought that was a great way to kick off the show and a different twist to what John Cena did at the Elimination Chamber than I expected. I will say that. But there's an Instagram account. It's at Van Vliet WWE, and then we're not talking Chris Van Vliet, the interviewer. This is just some guy doing one of those driving the car Instagram videos. But he said WWE hot takes that might piss you off. And there's a list of, 10 or 12 of them. And maybe we'll just do a rapid fire agree or disagree.
Agree.
All right, Jimmy.
Ultimate Warrior's WWE career was very overrated.
Agree.
Yeah. He just right guy at the right place at the right time.
I happen to disagree. I mean, a Intercontinental and World Champion sold a shitload of merchandise. Absolutely was the right guy with the right body at the right time. But for that era, I mean, him or Hogan, right? Like there was a time where that was it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how you would call that overrated.
That WrestleMania.
It was short. I'm not
WrestleMania 6 to 7. That pocket right there. I mean, when you talk about like bands that were one hit wonders, like that Warrior was a one hit wonder because after that it all died. But
yes,
but for that year, I mean,
yes, he was the Chumbawamba.
Every time I hear that song now, I think about the fact that Mark hates it.
Oh,
do you really?
I
didn't know that.
I hate that song. I hate it.
Like that song is the Mark Hottenstein of songs, so maybe I kind of get it.
I'll have to do a tournament of one hit wonders.
Ooh,
I'd love to see where we end up on that.
That sounds like fun. All right, I'm with you, Ryan. I disagree on the Warriors' career being overrated. Number 2, since WrestleMania 38, the WWE is producing the best product they've ever had, which includes the Attitude Era.
Yes,
Agree.
Yeah, I agree as well. They really are firing.
Attitude Era was also the right time.
Sure was.
I mean, that was South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut. Like that.
Yeah.
The era that it was, and it was perfect for that.
Stuff that don't age well, but at the time it was perfect. At the time it was perfect.
There was
All
a lot of stuff in Attitude Era that kind of sucked too, though. That,
oh yeah.
you know,
Like go back, just find a random Monday Night Raw from I've always challenged it. Go back and find a random Raw from the Attitude Era and just watch it. Besides the opening segment, which is probably a Rocker Austin promo, and the closing segment, which is probably Rocker Austin or the McMahons. The rest of that show probably sucks ass. Like
the filler's not very good.
No.
It wasn't even.
And if you were there live, you couldn't see through the fucking sign, so you didn't know what you were watching.
Yeah, you didn't know what was going on. That's the God's honest truth. I was just talking to Mike Shoup about that the other day when we were at a show together.
How is old Mike Shoup?
Oh, Mike Shoup's doing good. He's doing really good. I miss him. I'm glad he came out to trivia the other week.
Wasn't invited.
So glad I invited him.
Yeah.
We were talking about, we were at a show and the guy like 8 rows down kept holding up a sign even through commercial breaks. It was so annoying.
I saw that a couple weeks ago on
People take signs to the Jess Zimmerman band. What?
Well, why not?
Yeah, like stop singing, bitch. I think that's the most common.
Well,
sign.
there goes the Jess Zimmerman sponsorship. Mark's been working hard on.
She doesn't have money to pay us.
Yeah, she does.
No, she doesn't. She barely can afford gas in her car.
She's got Nikki's black box money, Jim. You take that back.
Yes, you take that back.
All
She's
right.
almost sold out.
Hey, I have a cabinet with giant brand water myself. I don't need her money.
You
all
know
right.
who's playing Mickey's black box? All the who's who of music careers, like
the
Pop
Amish
Evil,
Outlaws.
Like
Pop Evil,
and Fozzy.
and Fozzy.
You missed the Amish Outlaws were there. They're really good, actually.
Yeah, you can just see them free at any casino ever.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I did.
All right, next one. Cody Rhodes will go down as a top 10 WWE superstar of all time before he retires.
Yeah, I could see that happen.
Disagree.
Yeah, top 10 is
Top 10 is
tough
top
to crack.
20, maybe.
20, 25.
WWE or just wrestler of all time?
WWE.
Maybe 11.
Makes it easier.
I think that makes it harder for Cody, personally.
What?
Cody.
WWE or every person that's ever wrestled?
Well,
And if
that's
you're bringing in what he did with AEW, though, too, and like getting that promotion off the ground, that's probably makes a stronger case for him.
yeah.
That promotion's been in the ground since he left.
Either way.
Yeah, no, I agree. No.
Yeah, top 10 is hard. Braun Strowman greater than the Big Show.
God, I was ready to say disagree.
Yeah.
That's pretty much a stalemate if you ask me.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
Braun
a push.
Strowman can't cry on cue.
That we know of. That we know of.
But I'll tell you, if I think back to like when Big Show debuted and stuff, I think that was a bigger impact than anything I can think of Braun Strowman doing.
You mean the Giant or the Big Show?
Yeah, I feel
No,
like
he-
the Giant was bigger than the Big Show ever was.
Yeah, the Big Show when he appeared at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, the very beginning of it was pretty exciting. But
I mean, what
Yeah,
has
and then
Braun
the
Strowman ever
Monday
done
Night
to-
Raw after that pay-per-view happened, and it was bad, like not great ever since.
Well, he turned
Yeah.
heel that night.
Yeah.
And then he went babyface the next night.
Face on SmackDown.
What has Braun Strowman ever done that it can top Big Show hanging off of his father's
have you watched Braun Strowman run? I'm just saying. That is comedy gold. Watching that big bastard
one time.
Just fucking
Strowman ever get shot with a tranquilizer in the back.
I don't think he did.
Did Big Show ever control his own narrative?
Oh, that's a good point.
Did Braun Strowman have his own Netflix show?
Oh, it's a good point. Yeah, I'm going to disagree.
You know what? That's a disagree. The Big Show did it. God, what an awful fucking sitcom that was. Just so bad.
I forgot about that terrible
show. The Big Show show.
Speaking of which, I looked them up. Sandy Wexler, The Do-Over, Ridiculous Six, and Leo are the 4 we missed.
There you go. Next one, 2019, Becky Lynch is the greatest female character of all time.
Disagree.
Oh, she was pretty darn hot.
She was good, but
is that the man?
That would be the man, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I don't think she was not the GOAT.
That's the best iteration of Becky Lynch.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, I would disagree on the greatest female character of all time as well.
Although I did like the last kicker gimmick from NXT.
Jim, who is the greatest female character then, and why would you say Natty Neidhart?
I mean,
only with the farting gimmick.
I was gonna say. I mean,
excuse me.
That's my favorite one too. The echoing.
The echo fart is the best. We got that guy.
That reminds me of Big Jim at the sink at the Clipper Magazine Stadium.
Damn right. Just washing my hands, cracking one off.
Hey, now speaking of women wrestlers, did you boys see the? What the heck was that?
Queen of the Ring.
Queen of the Ring.
I haven't.
I've not seen it.
I haven't. I wasn't invited to go to the movie theater with you on Sunday when I had no plans whatsoever. But
an invitation to do something.
I was out of state and then did something in another town, but I'm still upset as well.
Yeah, I was at home in Lidditz all day with nothing to do.
Nothing. It was on Friday. It was a matinee show. That's the only time they were showing it. Was at 12:50 or 12:40.
Oh, well, I was working then, but I still didn't get the invite. I should have been invited.
I would have liked to have you boys there. I'll go see it again. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Well, I will go see it without you.
You were telling me you really like the shower scene.
I like the shower scene. Yes. I'll tell you what, Mae Young was a looker back in the day.
Wow.
She ended up being a horrible person, right? Or was that Fabulous
Moolah? That was Moolah.
Yeah, Moolah was not in the movie.
But Mae Young probably knew about all of that, right?
Yeah. She's the Joe Paterno to Moolah Sandusky, sure.
The way they portrayed...
I mean, I was going to say the Johnny Ace to Vince McMahon, so I wasn't going to...
whatever. It's the same.
Tomato, tomato.
The
Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
The way they portrayed Mae Young in the movie really made me look at her in a different light. Like, she was really...
I'll bet she did.
She was a looker. But the way, if any of that's true, how she stuck up for the girls and spoke her mind to the promoter. If any of that's true, man, Mae was she was something.
Good. All right, next one.
Speaking of something, Rhea Ripley is on Raw last night. Wow.
Easy, Mark. I know Mark's camera moved up a little bit. Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper is the greatest WWE superstar to never win a world title with the company.
100%, yes.
I mean, I'd really have to do a deep dive into the ones that haven't, but I mean, that sounds correct.
Scott Hall would be up there.
Yeah, Hall, Perfect, DiBiase.
Yeah, DiBiase.
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake would be a second for me, I would say.
Yeah, I would say Jake's a close second.
Piper still feels like one. I would agree with the Piper.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley is already on the WWE female Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Disagree.
I agree.
I think she can get there, and she probably will, but right now I wouldn't have her on.
Because right now, it would be, Lita, Trish, Charlotte.
Mae Young.
Yeah, I have Charlotte there.
Mickie James is a sleeper.
I'd have AJ Lee.
Yeah.
At this point, I think Rhea Ripley can pass AJ Lee, but I wouldn't put her above that yet. I might even put Paige on that above Rhea Ripley at this point.
I just never been a Paige.
I'm saying for what Paige accomplished, I think Rhea Ripley is probably going to pass that. I wouldn't say she has yet.
What a British.
I'm leaving that in there because I feel like that's just.
No, you have to take that out.
Do I?
That was inappropriate.
God damn it!
Very inappropriate.
People know what I said, so let's just censor it to be safe. We don't want to offend anybody.
All right, let me just.
I just bet she ate some fish and chips. That's all.
Probably. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who my fourth would be. Trish, Lita, Charlotte. I really don't know who I'd put on there as number 4.
Maybe Bailey. Bailey has a chance of being up there.
No,
if you look at it from the behind, sure.
Yeah.
The other side of the mountain. I don't know if there's somebody on the level of those 3.
Is
China
probably.
Yeah, you got to put China in there.
Sure. Could you? Well, yeah.
China.
Nikki Bella, Brie Bella.
Stop. I'd say like maybe Sable.
Yeah, Sable.
On there.
Or you know what? Now here, this might be unpopular.
Don't say it.
All right, better not say it.
Don't say. You're not going to say it.
I don't want to put a dark cloud over anything.
No, I want to hear it.
I assume he's talking about Sunny, right?
I was going to say Sunny. Not a wrestler, but like as far as the female personality. Or even Miss Elizabeth as far as female personality.
Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah.
If females in wrestling.
In wrestling. Yeah, Miss Elizabeth was like, well, WWE.
I mean, if you're not counting like from a wrestler stand, like I always think of like the Mount Rushmore as a wrestler list, but like
you would put Elizabeth on the Mount Rushmore of managers or valets.
Sure, like, but if we're talking, if we're talking all women in WWE, like would Stephanie McMahon be among the 4? I mean, she wrestled and she's obviously been an executive with the company. Like,
yeah.
All right.
She brought ECW into the fold.
Next one. Put Victoria in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Hard agree.
Yeah, isn't she already in there?
I don't think so.
Kind of surprised that she's not, honestly.
I don't think
she signed a Legends deal.
She just signed a Legends deal. But yeah, I don't think she is in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, absolutely should be.
She should be in there for sure. She was really good in Ohio Valley Wrestling too. It was Queen Victoria.
And she was great everywhere. She's great in TNA.
Yeah, she really is solid.
All right, next one. If the Undertaker character debuted in 2025, it would be hated so much by fans that it would be scrapped in less than a month.
Agree.
Easy agree. Hokey as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really much like gimmick.
No, especially if we're talking like the Taker that debuted in 90.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if you would do like a supernatural kind of, undead whatever. I mean, you do the Wyatt stuff and the Wyatt Sixes and all, like you kind of have like a supernatural atmosphere, but like the original Undertaker would absolutely not fly in today's WWE.
Is there a character right now that has a gimmick like that?
The Wyatt Six, if they're still around.
They're on SmackDown. I've heard, and Big Mac and I were talking about this today. I think Bo is hurt.
I believe that is correct.
So I think that's why they've stalled on some of that stuff. Now I have heard some rumor and innuendo that the Wyatt Six and Alexa Bliss may have something together at WrestleMania this year.
That'd be all right.
But yeah, I don't think.
I'm looking through the roster. I mean, it's a bunch of men and women with their gimmicks just kind of being extensions of themselves.
Right.
Like Karrion Kross, like kind of has like a menacing kind of mind game type gimmick to him, but it's not even really like what the Undertaker did. So I don't think there really is anything.
The War Machine and their like Viking stuff, but like that's again a far extension of themselves. But I think that's the closest we're going to get.
Yeah.
To like, oh, those guys are a Viking gimmick.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're not a gimmick.
Right.
They're probably some of the realest, true to themselves characters that we actually see.
Right, like I imagine if you would see those guys outside of wrestling, they would just be the way they are. Just a couple more. Becky Lynch is not returning to wrestling.
Disagree. Like full time.
Yeah, I mean, he just said not returning to wrestling. Like, yeah, I don't think she's ever going to be a full time wrestler again. But I do not think we have seen Becky Lynch's last match.
Right, I agree.
Correct.
Dominic Mysterio will win a WWE World Title before Finn Balor.
Disagree. Neither of them will.
I would agree that Dominic is probably the more likely at this point.
Yeah, if there was going to be one of them that would win one at this point, I would say it's more likely to be Dom. But I'm kind of with Ryan. I don't think either of them ever becomes a world champion.
Right.
Unless Dom would, and if Dom gets it, like, let's be honest, it's going to be a, lie, cheat, steal. He's going to win it and then lose it like the next week on Raw in the rematch. Like, he is going to be a very short time champion if he ever won. Matt, you're going to love this one. Natalya should win a women's mid-card title before she retires.
Oh, it's going to happen.
If she retires immediately afterwards, then agree. I would be fine with that. For all the jokes, I do think she's relatively safe, and she still is a decent technical wrestler.
Yeah, she's a good hand.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with her winning one of the two majors. Honestly.
No, let's pump the brakes.
Yeah, I think she probably should. And the guy did add, he's like, he thinks Natty is underrated for what she's done with the company.
She's rated about right.
She's rated fairly.
I think so. I think that people generally respect her.
Yeah.
Is Natty a Hall of Famer?
Oh, easily.
I would say so.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
For the longevity of her career and her family ties.
Yeah, I mean, when she debuted in what, like
1987.
Oh, come on now. That's not very nice.
What, 2002?
I was going to say 2004 was my guess.
She made her main roster debut in 2008.
Oh, never mind then.
Her WWE championship lineage is not great. A one-time Divas champion, a one-time Women's SmackDown champion, a one-time Women's Tag Team champion, and a one-time Women's Speed champion #1 contender tournament winner.
The problem with Natty is she was always good technically, but she had nothing. Like, she has the personality of a wet mop. And even when they tried to give her characters this is Bob Natalya, just none of that shit went over. It just fell flat.
Yeah.
So if it's one thing to have the in-ring talent, which she did, but she was in a time where the women were also talented in the ring and could kill it on the mic, whereas she never really could.
Well, and for a lot of part of the earliest part of her career, it was still divas matches and Jello and mud wrestling stuff, and
right.
And she was doing a lot of managerial
more
work.
Into the pudding wrestling than the Jello wrestling.
The pudding. I am pudding.
Jesus.
But she has more appearances in the Guinness Book of World Records than she does championships in the WWE.
Wow. Are they all wrestling based Guinness records?
No, they're weight based, Jim. You fuck. Of course they're wrestling based.
Oh my gosh!
Most appearances on a pay-per-view for a female wrestler 75. Most matches for a female wrestler 1,514. Most wins by a female wrestler 663. She is literally just the Cal Ripken Jr. of women's professional wrestling. Most WrestleMania matches by a female wrestler. I feel like
we need to chill with the Guinness records.
Most WWE Raw matches 174, and most WWE SmackDown matches 200.
I remember growing up, actually getting the Guinness Book of World Records from the Scholastic Book Fair thing, and seeing some of the insane achievements that people did, just doing your no offense to Natty or anybody else, but literally she's doing her job, and they're you have a Guinness Book of World Records.
Okay, that just reeks of jealousy, Jim.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but that's not the point, Ryan.
Oh, you don't share Pappy getting wheeled out in front of the ice to get pucks deflected off of him.
You mean, you know what? I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Second to last one, Raven.
Come on, Ovi.
Ovi, you're on the wrong side of the ice again. Oh.
On my way.
The second highest goals per game average of anybody in the NHL. People half his age can't score more than him, but okay, whatever. Anyway, second to last one, Raven versus Kane versus Big Show at WrestleMania 17 is one of the most underrated matches of all time.
The tennis ball popped off Ovi's walker again, guys.
You're an asshole.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Said what?
Raven versus Kane versus the Big Show at WrestleMania 17 is one of the most underrated matches of all time.
Disagree.
I don't know that match.
That's like the hardcore brawl all over the arena, right?
Yeah, it was entertaining.
But have it as one of the most underrated.
Yeah. Yeah, I will disagree on that one. Yeah, it was the hardcore. Yeah, it was the hardcore match. So I think Kane drove the golf cart and
they had the golf carts, went through walls.
Yeah, and then
it was fun.
Last one, Asuka will not win another women's world title in WWE.
I disagree.
I thought you said Oscar for a minute, and I'm like, who's Oscar?
God. Then this would be like the main two, not like a secondary title.
Yeah, this would be the women's world or the women's WWE.
I agree with that.
Yeah, sadly, I kind of do too. I feel like the last couple of years has been a lot of tag team work and unfortunately a lot of time injured. I mean, I'm an Asuka fan, but I don't see a world title.
Jim, you're not ready for Asuka.
Nobody's ready for Asuka. All right, boys. Anything else?
Asuka.
That was me. I went to just click onto my iTunes. It's in the list. We might as well hit the.
Oh, good.
So good. Thankful to my long time ago bet with Chase Merriman for gracing us with that music on a weekly basis. But that's where we leave the Tuesday show this week. Thanks for listening, playing along with us. We will be back live this Thursday, so get ready to tune in 8 o'clock Eastern time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you do follow us there, make sure you're following us on all of our social media at 3 Count Thursday across the board as well on YouTube. Get our merchandise over at tpublic.com. Until Thursday, we hope you have a great week and take care.
Thursday.
Good
day.